Well, here we go. Hopefully we're live. This would be episode 9. It is the 26th of September. I would be Dogface.
I would be Joe Mommy.
And let's hope today that this works and we're live. We should be live on Instagram. And hopefully, let's see here. I just got to click on a couple of things. Okay, we want to make sure that there. Okay.
We believe we've got this down today, dudes.
I hope so. Okay. And, well, Joe, I hope we're in 1080p. It won't give me that option.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to the Instagram now. My apologies for calling this out. But I'm pretty idiotic when it comes to this.
They like learning this with us as well. A couple people have commented. Hey, we're all new to this game, dude. I'm checking on the phone right now to see if
we
we're
are on
Facebook
Instagram, Joe. So now we're going to hit go live there.
There you go, bro.
Here we go. Episode 8.
We're on Facebook hear it too. Yep.
Okay.
Let's roll.
So we are live and going. Welcome to it. Don't know if you can see. We're on Facebook too.
Yeah, man.
You're kidding. We are on Facebook finally.
We did it.
Okay.
What you did this morning worked.
Finally.
Yeah.
I have been trying and Joe's been trying. We've been trying feverishly. Hopefully the video quality is somewhat decent on Facebook. But get the comments now. Get them going. And we are finally live to where you can watch this in real time. So let's get to it.
Do you know how to see their comments when they come in real quick before you start going? Click on your chat function on the right-hand side.
Okay.
And click live stream chat.
Okay.
Once people start talking, you ought to see them right in there. Like, I'll say hi to them.
It says it's a little quiet here. Be the first to say hello and make some noise. Joe said, hi, guys.
So then you should be able to see them from, they should start popping in there, bro.
Okay, it may take a time, but you're positive we're on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what you just heard when I pulled her up, and I'm going to scroll down again real quick, but
I just want to make sure because we are going to record this.
Yeah, we're on.
Okay. Get the comments in. Maybe there's something wrong with the stream. Joe, he can see these comments though, so let's get going. Before we get going today on episode 9, I want to show you something if I can replicate. It was a meme that I saw online and it was pretty funny. And what it was how to do hand hearts. All right. They had millennials, they had Gen Z, and they had Gen X. So millennials do hand hearts like this. Hopefully you can see these. Okay, That's a hand heart they do. Gen Z does hand hearts like this with their fingers. And then Gen X, this is what was the best about it. Gen X does their hand hearts like this. If you can, and it's so you go, suck it, suck it. That's how Gen Z does hand hearts. And I just thought, wow, that's the best ever. So
you're an idiot.
Yeah, I love it. But that's what it even said in the meme, too. It showed both hand hearts, and then it showed Gen Z going like that across their belt, and then the caption of, suck it.
Oh, that's great.
Joe, so, I don't want to get too technical with this and take anything away, but I don't see comments. And I have to believe...
I don't think that we are, that was yesterday's that was popping up on Facebook. I believe Instagram, we should be rocking and rolling, but I don't know why Facebook will not take on this bad boy.
Yeah, we still got some something to do, but this will go up in podcast form, and we are on Instagram, though, correct? We're still streaming live on Oh, my God. Yeah, and there's tons and tons of comments.
You'd have to go back into the actual Instagram. You're controlling all that on your own today.
Okay,
so
well,
you'll have to look at it and see.
Someone says, Joe, on Instagram, I can only see your shoulders. And someone else says, you're zoomed in too far. So
that's because we got to fix that stupid thing on Instagram.
It's just okay. Whatever. You can hear us live. We'll figure that out later. I just want to get back to the show. That's can hilarious. Stare at my shoulders. Tomorrow, if we can't figure the camera out, then I'll take my shirt off because my right shoulder is hairy. It just looks Sasquatchian.
Hold on, let me mute this on my end here real quick. How do I mute this stupid thing?
Yeah. So I don't know what the disconnect is, but we will get this. We are live on Instagram. Sorry you cannot see our faces. Don't know what's wrong with the cameras. Every little platform's got all these little things. And again, Gen Z, they could figure this out. Millennials, they could figure it out. Again, Gen X.
Let me just
suck
tell you
it.
this: if they're watching on a phone, that's probably what it is. On the
Computer.
computer, it looks good.
Okay. Well, let's get going to the show then. Episode 9. It is the 26th of September. Coming up today, we got to talk about a new chicken sandwich. We're going to talk about if, in fact, there was a way to win $1 million playing this game, would you want to do it? All week, we haven't had a chance to get the news. My son is back in Seattle. He made it home safely last night.
Oh, good.
Everything's good there. So we have no time restrictions or bandwidth restrictions. We can go 45 minutes to an hour or as long as we want today. So this will be longer than Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday. Our apologies. We're back to normal. So
yeah.
I
don't know
bunch of
why.
stuff to get to.
Okay, well, we're just gonna have to just keep ripping. We'll be live on Instagram today only.
Don't even worry about it, Joe. Just let's get to the other parts.
Okay, rock and roll, baby. I got a couple questions real quick before we get going, if I may.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna ask this. So if you're, don't make fun of me yet. Just bear with me. How long can I drive the Explorer while the driver's side rear tire is grinding like concrete?
Okay, hang on.
I mean, it don't even sound like metal. It sounds about like concrete.
Your tire is grinding.
Well, when you hit the brakes.
Okay, that's not your tire grinding. Okay, that's your
My caliper.
Yes, that's either your drum or your caliper that's attached to the wheel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If your tire's grinding, well then you've got those new Beyond run flat tires. Those are called Flintstone tires, okay? And the reason you hear grinding is probably because it's stone to road, okay?
It sounds like it. That's what it sounds like.
Back to your problem. So is it the right or the left rear that's grinding?
It is my driver's side, dude, and it hammers. It is
Okay,
so bad. For a long time, it didn't even squeal. There was no squealing.
Yeah.
With the little thing, it just went straight to hardcore.
So the rear left wheel or brake is scraping. Okay, you're asking how long can you drive it?
Yes, and let's just say it's been happening for 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah, you got a lot of time. Again, we're without jobs. Okay, again, I know that there's not a brake guy, wheel guy, or automotive expert that will agree with this, but times are lean right now for Joe and I. So I tell you this: you can drive it as long as you goddamn well please, as long as that back wheel rolls. Okay, as long as the vehicle has 3 stopping corners. Okay, it's gonna stop. You're stopping fine, correct?
Oh, yeah, no problems whatsoever. And if I even tap the brakes a little bit,
yeah,
I can somewhat. No, I can't. People hear it and stare. It's getting loud.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Everyone gets freaked out. Everyone's like, oh, my God, my brakes are bad. Everyone lets society dictate when they change their brakes. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. People that have German cars have known this for years. I don't care if it's an Audi. I don't care if it's a BMW, Mercedes. You drive your brakes until they grind, until they wobble, until they sound so terrible. Your wife tells you, I can't take this anymore. Okay. That's how long you drive them, because you always replace rotors on Germans. They throw out the pads, they throw out the rotors. You always get brand new of both. That's how they do it. Okay.
That's it, huh? Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
If in fact you have rotors on the back and not drums.
I do.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
They're rotored up, dude.
Your rotors are shit. They could have been returned, but
let's
now
just not make that judgment. One rotor might be. The other rotor's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that one rotor, probably not able to be turned, so it's gone. So just keep going, and then when you go in to do that rear left side, they'll put a rotor and the pads on. Save the money. It's going to sound terrible. People are going to judge you. It's going to sound like a toboggan coming down a snow hill full of gravel.
It's awful, man. It's so embarrassing. My son puts his head down when we drive.
That's what you have to ask yourself. It's not how long you can drive. How long can you drive with dignity? How long can you drive with your head erect in that driver's seat? How long can other people stare at you? That's what you have to ask yourself. But for me, I'm just telling you, my wife has an Audi and she hates me because I make her take all those brakes, I mean, into the ground and back before we go in
Do
and do
you?
brakes because we have to replace rotor and pads. So my advice on that one, keep
Why
on
is that?
trucking.
Why won't they? Why can't you just do your pads?
Well, I mean, I guess you could, but you'd have to do them a lot more often. And just something else, people, that love American cars, which I do too, I bleed blue. European cars stop, okay? And the brake pads actually, each and every time you use them, they deteriorate at a far greater pace. So that, because they're actually grabbing, they're binding, and it uses a lot of that stop power and material. So what they like to do to keep from turning the rotors are cooled, cross-vented, drilled, or what have you. They like to just take them and throw them out and put on their little fancy pads because it gives you the optimal stopping power. And
Okay.
it costs more money.
And
For the
it
short
costs
answer,
more money. Yeah.
but the cars do stop, and every German car I've ever owned, the brakes are awesome. I love the brakes on German cars, so they toss them. On the Explorer, here's the other thing you do. You could take your left foot, you could drill a hole through it. Since you hear the grinding, and I told you about Fred Flintstone's concrete wheel, if you drilled a left hole through, or a hole in the left side of your floorboard, you could actually put your left foot through. And if you want to use that, maybe if you're not on 80 coming to an off ramp, but if you're just going to the store or whatever.
I'm trying to be serious, dude.
No.
This is like a real question. I mean, I'm rolling down the road with low brakes.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened like that.
So what? Yeah, keep on trucking. If the truck's stopping, you're fine. It's how long can you take that squealing and grinding,
Okay.
which
All
is
right. Well,
annoying.
I could take it and for as long as I need to, I guess till some money comes in. So I'm good to go. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to ruin anything more than the rotor.
No, I mean, if you keep going on and on, I mean, if it's starting to wobble or it feels funny, then take it in. But nah, you're good for another. Here's the thing, man. I'm telling you, if I didn't have a kid or a wife, I can get so many miles out of my brakes and out of my tires and
Would
out
you
of
run
all.
it like that?
Not typically. Well, here's a true story. Downtown Ford, when I took Bub over there, you remember that day? I was stuck in the parking lot because my right front disc, it actually locked up.
This is real. Yeah, this is real.
And I backed up and I went to go forward and the truck kind of lurched on me and I gave it more gas and I'm like, holy shit, this turbo's kicking. This sumbitch is working right now. This power struck. Why am I got to give it a little bit of gas to go and it started grabbing and then I felt it was dragging. It was skidding. And then then I'm like, it pissed me off and I knew what it was. So I told Bubba, I said, come on, Power Stroke, let's go 6-0. Let's see what you got. So I kicked it in the ass and it broke it loose. It started rolling again.
But when he was moving it before, it was going.
Oh yeah.
Real slow as he was burning rubber backwards and whatnot. It was completely locked shut.
Yeah, it shut on me. So I got it down to Downtown Ford, and they treated Bubba to some new shoes. But yeah, I just got mad and I just gassed it, and that 6.0, it broke it loose finally. But there's a lot of stuff I would do automotive that not one professional would recommend to get mileage out of my components, tire. You know me.
I don't think that's a good idea to run it like this. I mean, if I was under normal circumstances, it would not be happening. But right now, I can't even pay the electric bill, so I have to wait for a minute.
Yeah, here's the thing. I could win the lottery tomorrow and win $18 billion, and those automotive habits would not change. Now, if I had something exotic or whatever, yeah, I just drop through. There's the keys, valeted. Yeah, change the oil. I'd go to change the oil because I'd be bored. I'd probably do oil changes once a week, and I'd put new tires on it probably once a day because I'd be out burning rubber and running from the police. So if I had all that money and I had an exotic car, I would treat it to good service, but I'd also probably drive it like it was a stolen rental car too. So
That's
you're
ridiculous.
fine.
I don't even know why I ask you things. I guess the bottom line is I'm okay to keep driving it this way.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking like into March of 2025 or for another few weeks or like a month?
Maybe like 8 days.
Oh, yeah, drive it like you just drove it off the lot. Absolutely.
Today, the 26th. I'm hoping the old severance kicks in on the 1st. Wouldn't that be sweet,
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
And maybe wear the Groucho Marx glasses. You know, the mustache, the glasses, and the big nose. You already got the glasses. You just need the nose and the funny disguised mustache when you're driving
I got
around.
plenty of disguises. I can totally handle that. Yeah.
Not a big deal.
You haven't worn glasses for a while. That's my second question, and then I'll let it go. But when you go in, you get your eyes checked, and then you pay for your glasses. All that stuff goes through. How long does it take for your glasses to come back into you? Like, is it? I mean, what's the amount of time on that? It's quite a while? Huh?
You went in and got the eyes on your head checked for glasses, or is this a brown eye thing, like a monocle?
Really?
Because I know that you always give. Here's the thing.
You know, it's a brown eye thing, a monocle. I mean, what else would I wear over that? Yeah, man. You know, I have to get. You're such an a-hole.
A monocle,
really. Yeah. I have to get I have to get new glasses because number one, Ferret has chewed. Look at the tips of these bad boys. He's chewed every single thing I got on him, and you can't see through them anymore. And my eyes have degraded. So I went to these progressive lenses, but I got it all snapped up, and it's been I'm talking like a month, dude. And I still haven't gotten them yet.
It's probably the progressive lens thing. My wife, I haven't had glasses in a long time.
So lucky.
Non-prescription, sure. But, yeah, I mean, my wife has gotten a few, and sometimes, you get a fancy frame or you get like you said, a progressive or a light.
These
whatever,
are supposed to be bitching, man. These are supposed to be you can see. For me, I just have a small issue with seeing far away, but you can see far away up top. You can read down on the bottom, and then it kind of it goes in between, and then on the outside and on the inside, it's a little bit blurry because you can't,
Did you wear these for any amount of time, extended?
What? No, I've never had them before.
Okay, you ask almost anyone. Jump on comments on Instagram or after this post. Everyone that's ever had those hates them. People.
Whoa, really?
They say they get dizzy. It causes confusion. They're looking up. They're looking down. And people hate them. And they always go back to, that's why you see the grandmas and the grandpas. They got glasses. They're always walking around. They got glasses hanging on their neck. They got glasses on their head. And they have a pair in their hair. And they're walking around going, have you seen my glasses? Well, that's why. Because they have sunglasses, they have reading glasses, they got night glasses. Some people have vanity glasses. I mean,
well, I'm talking just the normal patrons in the store, in the eyeglass place when I was in there. Like, oh, you're gonna love these. This is like the closest thing you can get to having real vision. I carried around 2 pairs of glasses for 20 years. He goes, I'm so sick and tired of it. And I thought, well, he looks like a pretty normal dude.
My wife got him, and she got all that stuff, and same thing with her mom, and they hate them. And my wife, I mean, it'll be nighttime and my wife's in the kitchen doing something with dinner or whatever, and she's got her sunglasses on because they're prescription and she's forgotten. She's like, oh my God, I thought it was dark. Or she's in there turning the light off and on and making it look like a disco parlor because she's like, is it bright in here? Is it something?
She wants them to dim.
Yeah, well, she's trying to figure out what's going on because everyone that I've known that gets those lenses, they hate them. And as annoying as it is going back and forth, it seems like a lot of people go back to it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's a lot of other people out there that are impaired.
Dude, let's hope not, because those things,
I hope they work.
$984 for those glasses.
No.
$1,000, man. I was like, whoa. I go, are you saying this is cheaper than me getting a pair of how I've been getting them? Because I don't recall paying $984 the last couple of years.
So I think your question was, how long does it take for him to come in? It's been about a month for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this. When I was 8, in the back of a Mad magazine, I believe, I ordered X-ray vision glasses. Those still haven't showed up, okay? And I was 8 years of age. I'm 52. So I'm still waiting on my see-through X-ray vision glasses to show up because if in fact those could work, they always showed a picture. They showed the lady in the silhouette dress and the guy's eyes were bugged out and you could get X-ray vision, like on the back of your comic strip with a bazooka or Mad magazine.
Yes.
I always wanted X-ray vision, man.
Is it possible for you to answer any kind of a question just by answering the question?
You're asking me, how long does it take glasses? I don't know. Call the goddamn optometrist or the place where you bought them and go, hey, how long does it typically take? I kind of want these.
this is what they said. We've been telling folks there's storms in the Midwest. And I go, yeah, okay.
They've been telling people that, or it's true?
I don't know. I guess that would lead to it being slowed down and whatnot. I'm like, we still drive trucks and whatnot. And I mean, people fly in storms, man. What you ever seen that hurricane show?
Yeah.
Flying that, come on.
I think it would have been
my progressive lenses. I want to see what's up with these things.
Yeah, I think it would have been funnier instead of saying the Midwest if she would have said Western China, because there's a container coming over with 8 billion pairs of these same sunglasses. It hasn't made it to port yet.
Well, they say they make them in the Midwest. All their areas come from the Midwest is where they make these things. I said,
well, that's good.
Made in the USA. That's nice. All right. Anyway, that's what I got going on right now. Those are my two biggest problems.
A bunch of people from the Midwest with diabetes or pre-diabetes making your glasses. That's what the holdup is. Hopefully you get the diabetic joke related to vision.
I do, but I don't like it because remember one time I was pre-diabetic. I'm like, crap, is that what's going on with me? Am I getting diabetes?
Yeah, diabetes. Let's get to it. Let's get to the other meat here on the bone, and there's a lot of bone with this one. I don't know how many people have seen this. I'm going to show it to you on my phone, and hopefully it comes through. It should. We're going to go like this, and I'm going to show you. This is known as something now that's gone viral. All the kids want this. It is called Claude the Claw. Okay?
Claude the Claw.
You can see this, right, Joe?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very little glare, all right? A restaurant out of San Francisco coined the term Claude the Claw. It's a brand new chicken sandwich, okay? Claude the Claw is the name because you get thigh, you get chicken leg, and you get hoof, okay? I'll call it. But you get the claw, they fry it, and everybody wants Claude the Claw chicken sandwiches. This Michelin-starred chef out of San Francisco, he runs a restaurant called Bird Box. Okay, I guess they do a lot of chicken. So he made this damn thing. Everybody's going cuckoo for the claw, and people in New York are doing this, people in Chicago, all these chicken restaurants now are doing thigh, chicken leg, claw. And according to this story, chicken feet are delicacies that are cooked and eaten in many countries and cultures, including China, Mexico, Indonesia, Eastern Europe, and other countries. Okay? I'm going to tell you this right now. This is what happens when you play and watch too much goddamn soccer. Okay?
Stop taking the Lord's name in vain when you're starting to talk about chicken.
Other countries eat stuff like this, okay? Because they have to. They had to or they have to. In America, it's waste not, want not, okay? There's a big difference between delicacy and necessity, okay? To call this a delicacy is way off base. It started off as a necessity. These are two very, very different words. Delicacy, fineness or intricacy of texture and structure. Necessity, the definition, the fact of being required. It's a necessity. They ate or still eat claws because they didn't want to waste any part of the animal because food was scarce. Okay? That's why the claw's there. You don't need to eat the claw. And the fact that they're bringing it back, and it's like I bet
That's
all these millennial kids.
That is filth.
Isn't that creepy? But I guarantee these Gen Zers and these millennials, they think it's fake. And I guarantee that most of them don't even know that chickens have claws. Most of them probably don't even know where the meat, the poultry that we call chicken, is actually from an animal. I would be willing to bet 90% of millennials and Gen Zers out there don't know that chicken is plant-based. Nice job. Thank you for that, Joe. There's Claude the Claw.
Now they can see it while you're talking about it for them.
Yes, thank you. That is Claude the Claw.
Yeah.
And I would eat it, but I'm here to tell you, you got something wrong with your screen.
I'm going to take it back off. Yep.
I would throw that claw away. You know, this is like when you go into the market, the Mexican meat market, and they have a styrofoam container instead of sirloin steaks. They've got pig snout. They've got 4 pig snout wrapped in a yellow foam container with saran wrap over it. Okay.
It's the most I mean, hey, nothing wrong. Some people eat that. And I don't mean, I would never be insultive to your culture or what have you. If that's what you like, that's what you like. But that's gross, dude, to see like the snout of a pig or the head or their feet or it's
Or
just
the tripe.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
grossing.
And the tripe, it's kind of translucent and it's clear. It looks just like top ramen, but it's got this eerie clear whiteness to it, and it's just gross.
Oh,
And
it is gross.
they say with this pig snout, I want to give you even more stuff to make you sick. They say that nose is one of the greasiest parts of the pig. That cartilage that goes around the circle, they say that stuff just bubbles and it fries.
Come on, man.
And a lot of people want to cook their carnitas, their whatever they want to do. They want to take that pig snout fat and use that because that snout and that cartilage just bubbles. And they say it is delectable. It is greasy. It's got cartilage in it with fat, and it's got some bacon flavoring. And
we're talking about Claude the Claw.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's Claude the Claw is bad enough. That was awful.
Yeah. And a lot of people would say, well, dog, don't you make ham hocks and cabbage or ham hocks and beans? And don't pigs wade through their own shit? Well, it's true. They do. And I love a ham hock. Okay. I really do. And I don't know what it is about the snout that's typically out of the mud, probably more than any other body part, unless they're kind of, rooting around. But I can do the ham hock, and I'll tell you why. Because it's damn good, and it's not overly greasy. Something about eating a nose. I guess it's because, I have one. I don't really have a ham hock. Or the head.
We worked with a person one time, and she claimed, she was like, "Oh, it's delicious. I love it," and the family loves it. And I've talked to people that said they love it. There just can't be, and this person was our friend. She claimed there was a lot of meat on it. There just can't be a lot of meat on a head. I don't know where. Where would it be at? Think about anything's head. A pig's head maybe a little bit more, but on a cow's head, what do you like, the cheeks? What are you eating on its head?
Yeah. Getting into the cheek would be pretty decent. I could eat some cow cheek. I love cow ass cheek. But yeah, you're going to get a different muscle structure, and it's going to be pretty, dense and tough.
I know the people up north, they boil the heads of caribou and the things that they catch and hunt and stuff.
You mean what are you talking about? People in Arbuckle?
No. Up in the Arctic and stuff, man, where they don't have a whole lot of stuff to eat. They get some fish and what they can hunt. So they found ways to make every ounce of the animal worth, eating. You can make soups and whatever else. But when you don't need to do that, it's like, a little bit of meat on the cheek of a head can probably be left alone. Or what have you? Maybe. I don't know. Like the foot of a chicken. How much meat? We've discussed this when Dana was with us. How much meat could be on the foot of a chicken?
Dana, our old producer, she used to eat these, and she would go to Chinese restaurants.
She used to eat these things. I don't think she's ever eaten a chicken's foot.
No, I think she did. If she didn't, she said her husband did, or the kids loved them. I really believe she shared this multiple times.
She may have said the kids did love them, I think.
They went to a restaurant and the kids ate these.
Yeah,
they either ate fried chicken beak or chicken hoof, which I know their feet, claws. But yeah, and again, I'm not trying to make her out.
No, she told us that. There's no way they had fried chicken beak.
Well, I don't know what it was.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
They're sharp and big. That would hurt you.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, give me all the other parts of a chicken. Chicken, damn near, you can eat damn near all of it. But no, I'm not eating the beak. I don't need to eat the head. I don't want to eat the feathers, and I don't need to eat the claws. I just don't.
I don't either. Claw's the claw. That's radical, man.
Give me any other part of that cock, and I'll devour it. But I'm not eating feet and beak. Okay.
No one doubts that, big boy.
I'm surprised that this restaurant, this bird braid or whatever it's called, I'm surprised it didn't get firebombed by PETA. And I'm surprised the owner of this place didn't get arrested and SWAT didn't come in and beat the hell out of him and throw him in jail, because this is an actual body part of an animal. How inhumane. I'm just surprised that I see this thing, Claude the Claw.
Oh, I can't even imagine. People would go haywire over that being served.
Yeah, I could see this being sold everywhere in Galt, but not San Francisco. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
That's wild, dude. I can't believe it's a trend. It's a fad. People go for it, but that's a wild one. You're going to eat a piece of chicken, a sandwich with a foot sticking out of it. That's creepy.
Yeah. This goes way beyond a tomahawk steak. You know, you get your fresh, clean bone, which for anyone out there, you don't need to buy a
It looks a
ribeye.
bit like a tomahawk steak, though. Never
Yeah,
mind, it ain't gonna work no more. I'll have to work on that later.
it's, you know, and it's like a turkey leg. You go to a drag race, you go to a carnival, they sell the big turkey leg. It's got the bone. It's really a statement, is what it is. It's a fashion statement. It's kind of you swinging your machismo
There it is.
around. There's Claude the Claw again.
There's your claw the claw. Look how it does look a little bit like a tomahawk.
But look how it looks more like an extraterrestrial hand just coming out of a chicken. Is what it looks like to me.
I don't know. It just there's looks like to be a little meat on that leg, doesn't
Yeah.
there? That's
Yeah.
more. I mean, there's a little bit of something you could nibble on.
That almost looks like a raccoon hand. Do you start there with that thumb, or do you go for the fingers?
Son of a gun, there's toenails on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sandwich right there.
Wouldn't that be awful? Because, Joe, I know you love chicken fingers. You go into a restaurant and all you get are the little toenails and fingers from Claude the Claw.
Oh,
It's all you can eat, chicken fingers.
That's ripe, is what that is. That's ripe.
Yeah.
I can't. Ugh.
That's terrible.
Yes, it's
Yes.
gross.
Back to the show now. That's enough about Claude the Claw. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the image, by the way, Joe. I want to talk about this, and I did tell Joe we were going to do this before we went on. What song, okay, if any, could you sing without missing a lyric? Not one lyric. Let's say if you could do this, you would win $1 million. I saw this online, and I thought this is a good question to ask people. You can jump in comments on Instagram or later on Facebook when it posts. Is there any song out there that you could go beginning to end, not missing one single lyric? And if you did that, it's $1 million. And I'm here to tell you, this is a game show. This is a game show of a game show of a game show. I loved Rock and Roll Jeopardy with Jeff Probst. You do this, and all they get to do is pick their category and era. Okay, you get three people. They're going to say, I'm going to go, hey, Dog Joe, I want to go 1980s. Rock and roll. The record spins around, you know, and then you hear the audio. And they give you just a clip so everyone kind of knows what. Let me play this just quickly. I've got another confession. Okay, they give you a clip of that, and you're like, okay, so it's Foo Fighters. We're going to start right now. And they play the music throughout, and they have to sing along or say along the song. And if they go
word for word, you can't miss a word.
Not a lyric, not an A, not an and, not a the, not an is, ow,
That's so hard. That's difficult.
But I want to see this game show, and no one talked about this being a game show. I just saw this question asked. I'm like, that would be an amazing game. Even if you want to pick genre, like you want to pick Brit pop, or you want to pick death metal, or you want to pick country, or whatever, you pick your genre, you pick your year, and they play the song so the audience can hear it like a snippet, and then they go. And if, in fact, they can go wire to wire without missing, they get $1 million.
So few people could do that. So few people. I would almost bet you the singers of their own songs would mess up.
Well, the comedy is you kick the show off with Ozzy, you know, and you put Ozzy on the hot seat or on the bucket or whatever on the podium. And I'm here to tell you, Ozzy would fail. And you're right. There's probably a lot of rock stars out there that are up in age that couldn't do it.
You know, you say Ozzy would fail, but weirdly, and we both know this, and anyone who is a fan of Ozzy and you've seen him do live stuff,
it's true.
He transforms when he begins singing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's the most magical experience you'll see in your life, but the stuttering stops, and it's very, very weird. It's cool.
I was just going to say, it's like that whole stutter, meltilus, or accent thing. You know, when people start talking or singing, the accent goes away or the stuttering goes. Same thing with Ozzy.
It's wild, man.
Yeah, he could probably do it. But yeah, you're right. There's probably a singer or two out there that couldn't.
I bet so.
Do you think you could? Is there a song out there? And you can chime in comments with the song you could name. but is there one out there that you could do wire to wire, word for word?
My problem is I know a lot of songs, but I sing the wrong lyrics to them all the time anyway. So I never really bother myself with learning the correct lyrics. And I never really have, which is probably rude to the artist. I now that I say that out loud.
Yeah.
But I would have to take it all the way back to when I was a kid, to when I was singing things. I would think maybe there's a chance that I could get through Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby. Like maybe I could get through it. But it's got like 3 or 4 verses. I mean, and it gets, unless you really remember it, it gets a little deep there. Take heed, I'm a lyrical poet. You know, I mean, it gets going.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. And that little Foo Fighter clip I played will probably get cut because copyright and all these different platforms now are editing the stuff for you.
I
want to bring up the lyrics.
I think it might be under the time.
Let's see here. Oh, it's quick enough, you're saying?
I think maybe.
I just want to see here if I can get the lyrics. Okay, I did. My apologies.
Power of Love, Huey Lewis. I said. If you pull up Instagram, you can kind of see the comments as they come through, and people
I was
joining
looking
and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so Joe, you think that you could take a shot at $1 million? Okay, you're gonna go wire to wire. Okay, I've got the lyrics in front of me.
I don't think I can. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, give me the very first word or lyric of Ice Ice Baby from Vanilla Ice.
Oh, I do know that.
Okay.
Yo, VIP, let's kick it.
Okay. Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
Ice Ice Baby. Okay, pick up first paragraph.
Oh, all right. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Miami's on the scene. Just in case you didn't.
You're done.
Yeah. See, I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in probably 20 years, but I got pretty close. I got the first word.
Yeah, you got Yo VIP, but all right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention.
Something grabs a hold of me lightly, flow like
tightly.
A harpoon.
You're out again.
Daily and nightly. Miami's on the scene.
Nope. Oh. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up the stage, wax a chump like a candle. Dance. It's to a record that's smooth. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom. Oh.
No. After you say, chump like a candle, dance. Go rush to the speaker that booms. I'm killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom.
Deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best is a felony. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know.
Nope. Hold on. Oh. Love it or leave it, you better gangway.
Love it or leave it, you better gangway.
You better hit bullseye, because the kid don't play.
Yeah.
Then,
no, I couldn't do it.
If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ
revolves it.
There you go. It's pretty tough.
Oh, hell yeah, it is.
I think it's pretty tough, and a lot of people would have a tough time, because I asked Joe, I said, is there any song out there?
That's fun.
You know, do you think that you could do it? And Joe's like, oh, maybe I could do like the birthday song, you know, happy birthday. I said, no. You got to pick like a song, like on the radio.
Well,
a real song.
I mean, just think about that. Happy birthday. I mean, it's so easy. A little song, and I don't even know how this came up. Something was on the History Channel or whatever, and it told about the woman or wherever that the song, yes, Jesus loves me. Even if you're not a religious person, you've heard that song before. And I've probably heard it 1,000. You've never heard that song?
No.
Really? Even if with your Catholic grandma and all that, you never heard that tune before? Jesus loves me, this I know. You never heard that, huh? No. Well, anyway, most people have heard it, but I've heard it probably 1 million times as a child, whenever growing up. And I can't remember all the lyrics to that. I was trying to think of it the other day. So even songs you know and you've had implanted in your head, I can't remember. I mean, maybe you can. I mean, what would you pick? What would your song be?
I mean, I told Joe this too. Anything Van Halen. I mean, anything.
Like word for word.
Many a song. Some albums I'd fare way better than others, but yes, almost every Van Halen, almost every Sammy Hagar. 90% of Journey. I told Joe, like Bad to the Bone. I mean, one Scotch, one bourbon. I mean, there's a ton of songs, a shload of songs out there I know back to back, not missing.
Well, I'd like to do it. I think it's fun.
I think a lot of people out there could do this, especially if they pick their song. If they pick their song, it's pretty funny if they miss. But if you had a random category game show, I just think it'd be pretty exciting because you're going to go through, I don't know how many people, and you bring on the actual bands and they could recreate it. You test the bands.
That's what I'd like to hear. I want to hear the bands do it because I think the bands, I've heard band members sing wrong lyrics of songs before. They just keep on rocking. They don't even stop. They just motor right on through.
Yeah, sometimes they change intentionally, and sometimes they're like, I don't even know. I can't remember. I haven't done Feel Like Making Love since 78. Feel like making, dun, 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 you know, and they screw it up. But
yeah,
it's pretty good. $1 million.
I would like that. Boy, I got to tell you, I wonder how many shows or episodes you'd go through of that game show before someone hit it. That's not an easy feat, dude. That wouldn't be happening each night.
And that's the thing, I think, that why people would watch it, because there's so many genres, and it's up to the producers to pick, you know, someone that likes rap, someone that likes country, someone that likes rock, someone that's young that likes pop. Someone, you know, you get your variety through each night's episode.
Sure, yeah.
But you watch to see if someone's going to hit that $1 million, because I'm telling you, the $1 million is far harder when you don't know what song it is you got to go wire to wire with. I would watch that show.
Well, yeah, you'd watch a lot of that crazy crap. You're a game show guy.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
One more piece here before we do news. We are going to do news today. We haven't done it all week. I'm thinking Joe and I should probably look into this. Not only is it a good way for us to make a little extra money, but I do think that we now have the capability to go anywhere we want. And they're saying tons of people are doing this, and this is a new destination. We've talked about Italy. We've talked about, I think France has done this. Oh, God, what's her name? Bracco. Dr. Melfi.
Bracco?
Yes, thank you. She had a show on for a while where she bought a house in Italy. They were selling all these dollar homes in other countries. Well, that's kind of like not the thing anymore. You know, buying a house for $1 wasn't good enough. So now what countries have done is they started paying people. So the newest one is this. This rural destination will give you $16,000 to move there and work remotely. In fact, you'll get $16,620 that'll come in the form of grants if you'll live there in the region and you can work remotely. All right. This is going to be in Spain, and you're going to be 3 hours from Madrid. So you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. But here's the thing. They're saying you can work remotely. Okay.
Okay. You got to leave the country?
Well, yeah, you have to move to Spain and live 3 hours from Madrid if you want this $16,000. You got to live there. Okay. But what they're not telling you is, see, in America, we think working remotely means this. Like Joe, he's in one place, I'm in another. You know, you'll see this later on Facebook. You got it on Instagram. That's how we work remotely. We work remotely with internet, okay? I think if you go 3 hours from Madrid, Spain, what that means is you're going to milk cows for a dairy that's 3 hours away, and every other day they're going to send a truck to pick up what you milk, okay? So you're not driving into the actual dairy. That's what I think their version of remote means.
Boy, for 16 grand to move over there and have to milk cows remotely would be not worth it. So I'm going to have to pass, hard pass for me.
They're calling this a rural region. And I don't know how many people know this, but the Europeans
Spain probably has a lot of rural regions. They got a whole lot of beautiful land left over there, don't they?
Oh, yeah, tons of it. But Europe had HD way before we did, and they've had high-speed internet. And
oh, yes. Spain's probably far ahead of us.
Yeah,
yes.
So I'm just thinking they probably they probably got something over there in Spain 3 hours from Madrid known as 10G, and it actually probably works, unlike my 5G.
There's no doubt. France's high-speed rails, and I mean, yes, there's a lot of those countries are far, far beyond where we are over here.
So they probably do have, high-speed internet. But what they're going to do is they're going to give you $16,620. A lot of it comes through checks later on, grants. And here's the other thing, Joe. You have to live there 2 years. Because I was thinking, man, me and you, we could do this. We don't have
That's
jobs.
a lot for 16 grand. It really is. That's some hoops, dude. I mean,
Well-
I'll jump through a hoop or two, but that is hoofing through hoopers.
Yeah, but you just got done before we went on talking about the hell that is the unemployment office, and you're only getting like $450 a week.
Am I? I mean, I'm still owed. I haven't even been paid for the second 2 weeks of September yet, man. Ain't nobody giving me any money right now. I don't know what the hell's happening.
You live in Spain for 2 years, so that comes out to $8,310 a year because you got to live there 2 years. And then what'll happen in some other country? They'll up the ante and they'll have a program. We load up our stuff, we grab our cell phones, and off we go to another country waiting for another grant.
Well, I mean, if worst comes to worst, okay, I'll hobo it out with you, bro. I've got a stick and a bandana. I'll wrap up what I can take, and away we'll go. We'll catch a train. I got a train yard here in Roseville, close by the house. That'll get us, at least to the coast.
Hey, over in Europe, they love train travel. Here's the thing, though, and luckily a friend told me this because we were supposed to go to Portugal, but they always had, like, the rail system over there is immaculate and is awesome, but they're always on strike. So, like, if you go out of country, you go somewhere, like, you're going to jump Portugal to Spain, like, or Italy or wherever. You go somewhere, and then, like, 2 days later, you want to come back, they might be on strike. So you might have to stay there for 2 extra days because they're always striking.
Well, I mean, it must work because their stuff's badass. That thing in France, I know we're talking about Spain, but that thing in France goes, like, over 200 miles an hour. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is truly a high-speed train.
Yeah, it's cool.
So,
very cool.
Okay, I guess we'll get into news. Let's hit this.
This just in, friends.
Okay, friends, let's do some news, friends. This is a good title. If you're not married, more than half of Americans with STDs were infected by their cheating partners.
Really?
And again, I said married. That doesn't necessarily insinuate marriage, but partners, committed relationships. A new study has exposed the sexual health habits of Americans. Researchers analyzed data from the U.S. Census Bureau to determine how and where Americans have been contracting and spreading their STIs. And that means sexually transmitted infection.
Oh, that is so much worse.
Worse than disease, right?
Yes.
Among the findings, they say 55% of people with an STI contracted it from a cheating partner.
50%.
55%. Yeah.
That's awful. That's one of the worst stats I've ever heard in my life. That's repulsively awful. That's terrible. Could you imagine your wife or your husband telling you, I'm so sorry I gave you.
Well, there'd be no reason, if you wait a few months, there'd be no reason for him to tell you.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
Boy, what a vow of, boy, that's devastating. That's a lot of people. There's a lot of STDs out there.
Well, and that's the other thing, a lot of people, they have to hire a private eye. They have to follow the Mr. and Mrs. around. They have to be struck with the reality of seeing this partner they thought loved them doing whatever it is. You I don't know, walk by the hotel room, the curtains are open, legs pinned behind ears. You see the panties that are basically left in just shreds.
Oh,
maybe
please
in the
go
laundry.
on. Yes. Those of us without our loved one or our significant others at the moment love hearing this. It's great.
Yeah. A lot of people are freaked out that they're going to get some weird text, like that poor guy that Neil Schoen cock block at that winery on the East Coast. He said it wasn't enough to take the dude's wife, where they had played concerts for 3 or 4 years, but he stole his wife and then sent the dude pictures of his dick as even more proof that he was a true rock star.
You're already a huge rock and roller. What is it? What?
I
Come
know.
on, man.
So
really?
My point is, though, not only do you have to worry about that, okay, But then, I mean, could you imagine your inbox? You open it up or your phone, like you're that poor guy that Neil Schoen, stole your wife.
Your wife's riding all over town on this, and you're like, damn, that's big.
Yeah,
That's
but
awful.
at the same time, you open up your text and you see a picture of Neil Schoen's dick and you got a big pussy sore on your lip at the same time.
Whoa. Boy,
Yeah,
I got to tell you, that make a kind man want to kill somebody right there.
that's
That is
terrible.
rough. That is.
I mean, the decency, the dignity, and then just we always like to think that, and I've always told you this, Joe, with the UFOs and the space and all that, I've always told Joe, we are the most developed and intelligent species in this galaxy, in this world. I don't think there's anything more advanced than us. But when you see something like that, it's pretty simple for me to say dingoes are more advanced than humans. When you have humans out acting like this, you're going to cheat. Okay. But you're not going to use any form of protection, and you're not even going to tell the partner
Oh man, that's
that you
rough,
have an infection,
dude.
and then that partner goes home to the other partner, and it's just, that is foul.
That's unheard of. That's unbelievable. That
Yeah.
really is. That's so high of a number. I can't believe that.
It's terrible.
Man.
I was gonna read this. I don't want to go off too far on this because people are just getting inundated. Google search, meaning if you Google election, Trump, Harris, when do we vote,
That
date.
crap won't end right now. Thank goodness we're not doing the actual show because I don't have to see it on every television.
Yeah, no, we're not going to get into it. But Google search, no matter how you search when searching for election, voting, or candidates, according to this story, Google search favors Harris over Trump. It places articles with left bias atop of the GOP nominee content. And Google, according to this story,
Could
which
that be
is
real?
on Fox, Google is stacking the deck in favor of Kamala Harris, according to Media Research Center founder Brett Bozell. Is it true?
I hope Brett Bozell's got his facts straight because that's a big
Accusation?
accusation. Yeah, that's huge.
And again, are they doing this? It's not beyond me to believe they are. The other candidates have done
After
this.
all that crap with Facebook and all that,
It solved nothing.
There just ain't no way they would try that again, would they?
Sure. Yeah,
Really?
I mean, why wouldn't they? And the spread of false information in this country, it's going to ruin this country harder or faster.
So
Then-
it's the only information people get if they watch the news. It's all they get is false information.
It's worse though than identity theft or fraud, and people don't see this because they don't know what's going on and they buy into it. And I'm not talking about one side or the other. I'm talking about both, and I'm talking about
Oh, it's very well crafted. It's put together so if you weren't on the inside as we were, and folks out there may know people, you would believe it too. You would think that's what your news was.
But this is beyond politics. And here's the other thing, okay? You either got to believe something or nothing. And if you believe in nothing, then there's no reason to ever vote or to ever go to work or to ever do anything, okay? So you got to
believing
believe in something.
nothing is that's stupid. You've got to have some thought process on something
And
somewhere.
There are legitimate news sites out there, and I don't care which side you subscribe to. But the false information goes beyond politics. I want to go away from politics.
Yeah,
You've got all
absolutely.
these guys out there. Have you seen the guy that everybody that's been on YouTube sees a guy going, hey, I know how you can turn an average styrofoam cup into a air conditioner with 3 easy steps. He takes a pin, he cuts a hole in it, he throws an ice cube in it, and then he sticks it on his forehead. There's so much garbage out there. I don't care what it is. And people watch it and they send money and they subscribe. It's just so much horse shit that's not real.
That's perfect. That's probably an actual thing. Oh man, it's gonna.
You're
cool you
laughing
down
because
so quickly.
Joe knows. Joe loves that
Oh.
YouTube stuff and all these creation concoctions. I'm not far from the truth with that one.
No, you're dead on the money, dude. You're dead on the money. And I fall for it. I'll fall for stuff all the time. I'm not saying I'm innocent of it. I do. I fall for crap all the time. But there's a lot of it out there nowadays. It's getting pretty I mean, it's pretty rough to try and believe that.
It's gone so far, they can never, ever get this genie back in the bottle.
Not now.
I mean, you talk about toothpaste going back in a tube. No way, man. I mean, this tube is the size of a needle, and there is toothpaste taking up more space than our oceans. Yeah. It's insane, and the only way.
Don't you think people are getting wise to it? They would have to. After watching what's taking place right now, leading up to this election. If you are still sitting on the couch at home going, "Oh, everything is as it seems," I have to be honest, you're a moron. You really are. You've got to wake up a little bit. Go talk to somebody somewhere. Read something.
But it's not even about election, Joe. I don't even want to talk about politics. It's about anything. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's all that's on the news right now. That's all they're going to get a taste of. The Haitians eating animals. Pets was the other one. Yeah.
And again, I don't live in Ohio, but my point is,
I have family that does, and I'm here to tell you, nobody's out on the sidewalks in Ohio cooking and eating, skinning pets.
Hold on. You need to finish that sentence better. No one that Joe knows from Haiti is on the streets in Ohio, but Joe knows people in Indiana that could eat pets or things like squirrels because Joe's family has, and that's self-proclaimed.
We have had pets, squirrels, and deers.
Yes.
Yes, we have. Absolutely. We didn't eat them, though.
But I thought you said you've eaten squirrel.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of them. You would like squirrel, dude. I'm telling you. And people that think that's gross, you would really like it. It tastes just like chicken.
Okay. Well, that's just in these parts known as a tree cat. So you basically ate a feline. It was just a tree cat. Or a whole cat.
I don't know, man. They look pretty big here. The gray squirrels and stuff. They're pretty big in Indiana and stuff, too.
Yeah. This going on, we never got to news on Monday or Tuesday. But today, as mentioned in an earlier podcast, at 35 today, the final home game for your Oakland Athletics is going to happen at the Coliseum, and then it's done. And I told Joe about this before we started. There's a funny meme running around. Someone put it on our Facebook. And you know how Spirit Halloween this time of year, they always go into like a blown out Montgomery Ward's, or they'll go into an old Sears building or an old Levitt's, and they put up the Spirit Halloween sign, and they put up shop there for the holidays. Someone put a Spirit Halloween meme up, and it was the sign over the Coliseum. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's ridiculous because it's so big, and every time there's like a big place that goes out of business, they take it over.
Yeah,
well, they're genius for that, aren't they? I mean,
that's funny.
It's a pretty good idea to be able to take those big places over. They got a lot of good decorations. That's
and it's
hilarious.
probably cheap. It's cheap lease. But today is the last day that they will house the Oakland Athletics there at the Coliseum. Again, they're playing Texas Rangers for the final game. And they said that they fought. Fisher, the owner, said he fought with Oakland and tried to get this thing to happen so they can stay in Oakland for 16 years. I know people here in SAC and people here are going, who would fight to stay in Oakland that long? There's people there that are
home or whatever.
Yeah, but the majority of the people there fight to get out of Oakland. You spend an entire lifetime or multi-generations fighting to get out of Oakland, but he fought to stay there, and it just couldn't happen. The goal is going to Vegas. They are going to be here for at least 3 years, and they might be here longer. But another residual, because of all this, the Hilton Hotel next to the Oakland, California airport has closed its doors after 56 years. They've been in operation about as long as the Oakland A's have been playing ball there, give or take a year, okay?
Hilton.
Yeah, they say we're done. 150 workers, they were pink slipped. They said, hey, you got to hit the bricks. There was a bellman and a couple other people that had been there for 35 years. We mentioned this the other day. People don't want to, come to Oakland anymore. They don't want to have to drive over the bridge. No one's going to fly into Oakland. You're either going to fly into SF and stay in SF, or you're going to fly into SAC and avoid it altogether. You'll fly into San Jose. No one's going to Oakland to save money. No one's going to Oakland. The only reason there's an airport in Oakland anymore is, I guess, because people don't have enough money to make it over the bridge to get to San Francisco for the people that want to leave Oakland.
Do you remember the airport thing from Oakland? they wanted to rename that airport. They wanted to call it like San Francisco West or San Francisco. I forget what they wanted. East San Francisco. I forget how they were going to do it.
No, I thought they really wanted to call it San Francisco International Airport. I thought they wanted to steal the name so they could bring business back in. And SFO said, we will sue the bejesus out of you. I don't even know what happened to that.
I don't
that
think
story.
It was San Francisco International, but it was something that definitely had San Francisco in the wording of it. And they were like, no, you're not. You are you're not putting our name attached to nothing over there, dude.
Yeah. And they said they would sue Oakland if they did that. Let me just see if there's an update on this.
That was crazy. I remember that.
The Metropolitan Oakland International Airport is no longer, okay? According to this, instead, the Bay Area Airport has officially changed its name, boy, this rolls right off the tongue, to the San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport. So
they did it.
They did it, and that's how they got around it, because they're calling it the San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport.
Oh, boy. I think they're still going to get, thank you. They just put that up there. I think they're still going to get sued over that, aren't they? San Francisco told them not to put their name in it.
Yeah, but to call it the San Francisco Bay, that was the new word addition from when we first talked about it.
Adding Bay to it?
Yeah, because it is known as the San Francisco Bay.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Really? I've been to the San Francisco airport. I've been to SFO. You've got two shitholes fighting over supremacy of a name that doesn't even matter. San Francisco International is a dump itself. I've never been to the Oakland. Oh, actually, I flew out of Oakland years ago to go to Portland. Years ago.
You did? Okay.
And that was 1996. I don't remember much about it, but I'll tell you this. I don't remember it being as bad as SFO when we went in the summertime to try to go to Portugal. SFO is a dump. It is a dump. It is a
I've never been through it. I've only picked up people.
It's awful. It's ugly. It's old. It's awful. It stinks. It's terrible. So they're basically just fighting over the name, and no one in there. I don't even know how you fly to or leave Oakland anymore. Like, I can't even imagine it being a full-serviced airport.
Yeah, like the planes get in and out of there with wheels on them. And I mean, dude, I'm telling you, you watch these videos.
They get wing jacked.
And they go down there to show you, and they're like, look, this is the rough part of Oakland, this going on. And they get mugged while the video's playing.
Yeah.
What do you mean? We're getting mugged right now? Yeah, there's a guy over there with a gun. He said, give me everything you got. We're being robbed right now while we're doing the video? Yeah.
Don't you remember?
You know?
I told you years ago, we were driving, and my wife and I went. We dropped our son off at Berkeley for something, and we were cruising around. This is, 6-7 years ago, 5 years ago. We're driving around, and we see a Pizza My Heart thing show up on the map, okay? We didn't know that what this was a hub. So Pizza My Heart would bake all these pizzas, and they'd send them to this little kitchen, and then they would deliver them to the Bay Area, because there's no Pizza My Heart there. The closest one is like Monterey, Santa Cruz, all in there.
Okay.
So they had this little satellite kitchen to help delivery. We didn't know that. We thought it was a legit Pizza My Heart. So we're driving around, and I told you this. We got off, and I can't remember the main road. I've told the story, but we're driving around, and it looked like Beirut. Cars were upside down, smoldering, couches in the middle of the street. Windows blown out, people living in burned out brick buildings, fires happening in the middle of the street, RVs on their side, people camping in them sideways, roasting weenies at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and shooting heroin on busy, busy streets. I think one of the roads was MacArthur intersected. I can't remember.
5 years ago, it was that bad.
This was my son's been in college for 4. This was 6 years ago, 5 to 6 years ago.
Really?
And
damn.
It looked like Beirut, and it scared the hell out of my wife and I. And we're like, you know what?
How you gonna sleep in a camper that's on its side? I mean, it's
trash
like,
cans, dumpsters. They had this whole street like blocked off. Like, you would not want to, and all the businesses just gone. just gone. You go up a half block, there's a Burger King. You go up another half block,
Who the hell
there's,
would eat at that?
but you can see it get just a little bit better, but you can tell no one was going there. So they've let this just run amok to a point where you don't have a city.
Wow.
It's
appalling.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's absolutely crazy.
We're going to cut
Does your title say Joe's father? Nice.
What are you talking about?
That's excellent. Yeah, underneath your name, Dogface, Joe's father.
Oh, I was messing around last night with your mom on the phone, and we were kind of playing around. I think she got a hold of that and titled that.
Man, you dick. I thought I was going to have a funny one, then you come on with that, Joe's father. That's great. Nice.
I might update it every day. Let's stop after this one. We've been going an hour and 5 minutes.
Cool.
One more piece.
Before we stop, I want to try one more thing for Facebook towards the tail end of it. That way, when we upload these, we can cut off the beginning and the end, and they can just have the regular podcast.
Yeah, that's fine. Can we do this last piece?
Yeah, run it.
Pay attention to this, Joe, because Joe is the one that is long celebrated and discussed on our program. Sleeved beef. He loves the sleeved beef.
I had some the other day. No problems. Yeah, I love sleeved beef.
And when you say sleeved beef, are you talking about just a gigantic, basically it's like just meat wrapped in plastic, or do you like a sleeve of individual patties?
Individual patties. They've got there's like a piece of meat paper between them.
Okay. I thought that's what you meant, but you
paper.
also know that when you buy sleeved beef, you can also buy sleeved beef that comes like the cookie dough.
I did not.
Yeah, it's just ground hamburger that's rolled up in a giant log.
Really?
Yeah. But
okay. And then you got to make your hamburgers yourself and all that from it, right? No, I'd like to have the sleeved beef of individual hamburgers.
And I knew that's what it was. So pay attention to this.
It's so tasty. I love this.
This guy, all right, out of England, a Welshman actually, Barry Griffiths, 57 years of age. He died. Okay.
From eating sleeved beef.
Yes, actually, and I'll tell you how Barry Griffith died. It wasn't from just eating the burger. There was no contamination or salmonella. But I know Joe can relate to this because what Barry did was he pulled out his sleeved beef and a few of the patties stuck together. So what he did is he took a knife to break apart the frozen patties. Knife slipped, stabs himself in the stomach and chest, bleeds to death on the kitchen floor. And basically he had a stroke from this as well. Like he bled out, he had a stroke, he died. And
he stabbed himself in the gut and
had a stroke, and someone showed up, weeks, months, years, hours later to do a wellness check, and they found the patties. The good news is they were thawed. Bad news was Barry was frozen. Stiff.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, you get the stomach. That's a dangerous place. Like if you get gunshot in the stomach or what have you, you see that on shows or when you see that. If you perforate the actual stomach as the organ or the muscle, and that's when you can die so quickly from that. Is that? I mean, because they say you get a gut shot or a gut wound, and I would imagine that's what he did. If he had a sharp knife, I bet he stuck it right into his stomach.
Well, and then you have your different different byproducts, if you will, in there, and your acids, and it's a pretty delicate area when you think about, it's housing poop. It's got stomach acid.
You can die really easily from stomach wounds. Yeah. Very easily.
The other thing is too, I think there's just a enormous amount of blood to be lost.
Oh, that is awful, dude. You know what? I would even say go with a butter knife, but down the road, this is years of using sleeved beef. I'm a sleeved beef fan. You just knock them on the sink. Boom. They'll come right apart. Just give them a little crack on the side of the sink and you'll be all right.
And this just me, actually just getting ground beef and forming your own patty.
Real meat.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want something that's been in transit for, 8 to 9 months, and then you keep it in your freezer for another 8 to 9 more.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, there is no reason for me to keep beef frozen. I've tried, and I have a lot of stuff stocked.
You don't have steak and stuff frozen in your freezer?
Oh yeah, I've got ribs. I've got tons of stuff stocked, but I will get to it.
Oh, good.
But
Send some of
hamburger's
that my
something.
way.
Yeah, hamburger's not something I'm going to keep. I don't like to defrost hamburger. I'll just go down and get some when I want a fresh one. Make 4 to 6 patties.
I go into the thing and buy, 5 or 6 pounds of hamburger at a time. Then I'll freeze them, and then, I thaw them out as I use them.
Yeah, I try not to freeze too much unless I want to stockpile. Or you see a ripper deal. You get something on sale that's really cheap per pound. You're like, okay, I'm going to stock up. But no, I try to keep it fresh so that way you don't have to do that. So
Well,
if
I'm
you
going
like
to
Joe,
do that now, too. There ain't no way I can buy 5 pounds of hamburger and freeze it now. Now I'm going to go through all 5 of these pounds, and when I get to the very last one, I'm going to go in and look for a deal, and I'll probably buy some stuff that's not grass-fed. Who knows where I'm going this
you might want to just have what happened to Barry happen to you and not even buy the beef. Just skip the hamburger process.
Oh, man, I can't.
As bad
I
as you
can't.
make it sound.
Goodness gracious.
We're going to stop right there. Joe.
Thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We will talk to you very soon, and hopefully you had fun today hanging out, because I had fun hanging out with you. All right, until next time, play nice.